This week on 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank, the CCS is in the spotlight with playoff action in a variety of sports. We have basketball final games for boys and girls and baseball first round games played Saturday.
We will show you softball final games in all 4 divisions and bring you the story of the Bishop O'Dowd basketball star and his path to Division I college hoops. It's all right now on 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank.
Welcome to 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank. I'm Robert Braunstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. We start this week with an early round playoff game. The CCS starting its playoffs this week, and this time in San Francisco with 2 city schools meeting for the CCS Open Division semifinals.
Yep, the Riordan Crusaders come into the game with a 13-3 record with junior big man Morsek leading the way. SI lost a tight 4-point game to the Crusaders the last time the teams met. A chance to play in the title game on the line in this game played at Riordan on Wednesday.
Adrian Soriano in San Francisco for the CCS Open semifinal between Riordan and St. Ignatius. The Crusaders start the game on fire. Lee Hubbard over to Morsek, who throws down the hammer. Then it's King Jasani Woolheit to Zion Sensley for 3, and it's 19-11 Riordan after 1. St. Ignatius rallies back in the second. Rory Kinnelly kicks it out to Alex Reich, who fires and hits for 3. Now we take a look at a talented junior for SI. This is Giancarlo Toledo laying it in, and it's 32-30 Crusaders at halftime. The Wildcats continue their momentum in the third. Ryan Conroy on the bounce pass to Kinnelly, who lays it in, and it's 37-36 SI. But back come the Crusaders. Robert Vaihola to Morsek for another two-handed slamma-jamma as Riordan jumps back ahead by 2. St. Ignatius answers back on the other end. Sean Quantico passes to Conroy, who drills his shot from the corner, but Riordan fights back. Woolheit pulls up from mid-range, and that shot is good. 49-45 Crusaders after 3. Riordan tries to pull away in the fourth. Vaihola over to Morsek in the paint, and Moore lays it in for 2. It's a 5-point lead. St. Ignatius looking for a late miracle. Quinn Broderick over to Kinnelly, who shoots and scores for 3. 64-62 Riordan. The Crusaders trying to ice the game, but Toledo gets the steal, then kicks it to Kinnelly, who banks in the trifecta as the Cats celebrate the game winner. But hold on, the referees decide there's 1 second left in the game. It's Riordan ball now, and Morsek draws the foul before the Hail Mary pass, so Moore goes to the line for 2. The first free throw is good, and the game is tied again at 65. Here comes Morsek's second free throw, and that one is good, and Riordan retakes the lead. SI with one last chance, but the shot is off as the Riordan Crusaders survive and move on to play the Mini Monarchs in the CCS Open Final. Highlights of that game later on in the show, but Morsek talks to us after one of the craziest endings you will ever see.
So I mean, like, the job is not over yet. So we have a championship game. We just want to win the championship. That's all I want, you know. The job is not done yet. The job is not done, you know.
Burlingame hosting Saratoga in the Division III semifinals, and it was a fun one. Toga controlling early. Santi Mori kicks it out to Cameron King in the corner for a King 3. The Panthers in possession here. Sean Richardson driving down the court, passing to Will Ulrich, who drives around his defender and floats it in, but the Falcons end the first quarter with the lead. As Tamori goes coast to coast, a fantastic finish for the junior. The score is 14-11 Toga after 1. Midway through the second quarter, MJ Dowd passes to Richardson. Sean, no way, my goodness, that was a deep 3. Burlingame with a 2-point lead. Ulrich working hard for the rebound, and he kicks it out to MJ Dowd. A couple of dribbles, and then the shot is money. Tied at 19 with 3 minutes left in the half. Tyler Chu inbounds it to Cam King, and the Falcons go up by 3. Only seconds left in the half. Richardson letting the clock drain before passing to Dowd in the corner, and that shot fires up the Panthers as Burlingame takes the 4-point lead into the half. In the third, Saratoga driving, but watch out! Ulrich picks up up his third charge of the game. Heading to the fourth, Cam King nails the last of his 6 threes. Cam King of the three, and it gives Saratoga a 7-point lead, but the Panthers outscore the Falcons 10-2 in the next 2 minutes. Richardson to Zayden Martin, and that ties it up at 47. Then it's Elon Rosenbaum under the rim, and one, and it's the Panthers who advance to the finals with the 57-51 win over Saratoga, a double-double for Ulrich.
The number 5 Menlo-Atherton Bears at number 4 Leland. Allie Williams here with the highlights. And MA's Jack Quinlan leads things off with a shot to outfield. 2 batters later, Tommy Eisenstadt smokes one to the center field fence for a double. Runners on second and third. Then Matt McLeod shoots it up the middle. Leland gets the out at second, but McLeod beats the throw to first. Quinlan comes home and MA scores first. Leland stops the damage with this snag from Dylan Unangst. Eye on the ball, and what a grab before plowing into the fence to end the inning. To the top of the third, 2 on, 1 out for Rowan Barnes. He rips it to left, and Max Coop comes in to score. Next batter, Matt McLeod again. This time ropes one down the right field line. Tommy Eisenstadt scores. MA will tack one more on and leads by 4. Leland's turn, bottom fourth. David Shao lines it to right. Jared Reyes comes in to score, and Chargers are on the board. Similar story in the 6th. Bases loaded for David Shao. Bears get the out at second, but Jared Reyes is in to score again. Next batter, MA goes for the cutoff play at second, but the throw back home is off, and Leland now trails by just 1. Bottom 7th, 1 out, runners on the corners, and Dylan Unangst hits a hard grounder. It stays in the infield, but Enzo Chiavittone scores. We're tied at 4. Still 1 out, but MA gets the strikeout. The batter is out, and Ethan Bergen tags the runner coming home. And now we go to the 8th. Bottom 8, bases loaded, and Enzo Chiavittone takes the walk, and that does it. Nico Vega trots in to score the winning run, and the number 4 Leland Chargers come from behind to advance to the CCS D2 semifinals on Wednesday. Final score, 5-4 Leland.
The Pinewood Panthers hosting this semifinal Open Division contest with St. Ignatius. The Panthers out to a big early lead. Una Jovanovic had a huge game for Pinewood, driving and scoring there. Maya Garcia, a great passer as a center. She finds a cutting Annika Decker for 2. A big first quarter for Emily Lee. The Panthers with so many weapons lead for 3. Here's Lee again, this time driving and scoring to give Pinewood a 21-4 lead in the first. Good second quarter for the Wildcats as Sunja Elzy working hard in the paint for 2 and the foul. But Jovanovic gets 3 more of her 12 first half points. Una, dos, tres, that's 3. Here's Garcia headed to Cal Poly next year. Strong move to the rack, 2 of her 14 points in the game. Grabbing the loose ball is Jovanovic, and when she sees she's all alone, una, dos, tres, another 3 for Jovanovic. But just before the half, the Panthers trying to beat the clock. The pass from Decker ahead to Garcia, and Pinewood has a 19-point lead headed to the locker room. Second half, Sabrina Ma, the Cats' outstanding junior, hits for 3. But this was all Pinewood as El Ladine goes off with 17 fourth quarter points to seal it for the Panthers. El for 3, and then Ladine gets the steal and the bucket as Pinewood wins big. The Panthers head to the title game to meet mighty Mitty. Highlights of that one in our next segment.
Each week, we present the Players of the Week in a rap produced by the Hip Hop Department at the Rika Center.
Here are the Players of the Week.
Yes, indeed. We back. Rika Center. 49ers Cal High, Players of the Week. Stuffing the nets with ease like a tortilla with lengua and extra cheese. It's Sophia Saavedra, you best believe. She leads the pack, scoring her first 3 goals. Back-to-back against James Logan for the Washington Huskies. Scoring 5 like her first game when she was a puppy. Had the exact same performance on her senior night. It's like her high school career brought her dreams to life.
Now Woodside Priory's local king is sophomore point guard Tayo SOBOMEHIN. Let the high note vocals sing. This war machine is flying with locust wings, scoring 26 points, 6 behind the arc. In a comeback win, he provided the spark, made the game-winning basket with a few seconds left. Check his flex on the net like Inspector Deck. Catch a sharp sword to your midsection. Those are your Players of the Week. Bennett Rock, Robert Jamal, Mace, Trigger D.
Stevens Creek Chevrolet brings us the Spirit Corner each week.
This week featuring the Spirit Squad from St. Patrick, St. Vincent. Coming up, our first monster game. It's the final game in the CCS Open Girls Bracket, the rivalry between MITTY and Pinewood.
And we will see the 7 and 8 seeds battle for the D3 title as Woodside hosts Gilroy next.
This is the gap that opened up when everything shut down. But entrepreneurs never stopped and found solutions that kept them going. At US Bank, we can help you adapt and evolve your business, no matter what you're facing. Because when you close the gap, a world of possibility opens. US Bank, we'll get there together.
One, two, three.
Get ready to cheer for your next new or used car at Stevens Creek Chevrolet.
Stevens Creek Chevrolet!
We're ready to make your buying experience safe and easy. Come to our dealership to see and test drive one of hundreds of great Chevrolet cars and trucks. Or you can go online to shop, order, and have your new car delivered right to your door. So get fired up for a great deal right here at
Stevens Creek Chevrolet!
Go to SB Live California as your destination for the very best in local high school sports coverage online. SB Live brings sports fans exclusive articles, highlights, coaches, polls, and photo galleries. Get the SB Live app for the latest scores from games played all around the Bay Area and California. This season, SB Live brings you exclusive content in partnership with 49ers Cal High Sports. Follow us at SB Live CA on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. SB Live, the Bay Area's first destination for the latest in high school sports.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Invisalign, transforming smiles, changing lives. By Stevens Creek Chevrolet, find new roads. By Wingstop, order Wingstop's new all-in bundle, just $19.99. See wingstop.com for restrictions and details. And by Cupertino Electric, the company delivering power and possibilities and celebrating student athletes making a positive impact.
The CCS Open Division final game for the girls is a matchup of two teams very familiar with each other. MITTY and Pinewood have a history as two of the very best girls teams in the Bay Area year after year.
And the teams playing in the Open Division title game played on Friday night. The showdown with two of the best is our first monster game tonight, and Robert was there.
Monster game, yeah.
Tonight's game will be a heavyweight battle between two of the very best teams in the state. The MITTY Monarchs featuring Hunter Hernandez. Hunter injured her ankle in the CCS semifinal game, but she is wrapped up and ready to go tonight. For the Panthers, look for Una Jovanovic to lead the team in scoring. She averages 15 points a game and had a 22-point game in the semifinals against St. Ignatius. It's a terrific battle with two great teams duking it out in the CCS Open Division final in tonight's CCS Monster Game. Not a lot of people allowed to see this one, but those who did had a really good time. Early on, MITTY in control. Nice pass to a cutting Morgan Shelley, and MITTY takes the lead. More MITTY in the first. Another terrific pass. Katie Springs to Sydney Borland, who had a fine game for the Monarchs. Pinewood battles back, breaking the press. Annika Decker to Maya Garcia, out to Courtney Thompson, and the senior nails the three. The Monarchs dominant on the boards, though, all night long. Springs gets the board here and puts it back, and the Monarchs maintain the lead, but this game tight most of the night. MITTY in transition, Noemi Barreto hands it off to Maya Hernandez, flying to the hoop for two. Down four, Pinewood answers with the three. The Panthers hit 8 threes in the game. This is junior Elle Ladine, who is a sharpshooter for the Panthers. More Pinewood as Courtney Thompson jump stop in the lane and a one-hand floater. Again, MITTY gets the offensive board here. Out it goes to Barreto for a top-of-the-key three, 23-19 MITTY. Tenacious defense all night long. Annika Decker taking the charge here for Pinewood, 25-23. MITTY leads at the half. Third quarter action, Mitty extends the lead. Off the rebound, Hunter Hernandez gets it inside to Amelia Schaff. It's a 4-point lead. In transition now, Borland in the lane hits the mid-range jumper. The lead for Mitty is now 7. And now here's Barreto again, and Mitty leads by as much as 12 points in the third. Back comes Pinewood. Ledeen driving into the lane, stretches out and banks it home. That's a nice shot. On the run now, Decker to her good friend Thompson for 3, and Courtney was having fun. The lead cut to just 1 point, but Mitty refuses to give up as Barreto nails another 3 to keep Mitty on top. But Jovanovic out to Thompson, another 3, and now she's really having fun. The two sides exchanging blows throughout the fourth. Off the miss here, Maya Garcia gets the rebound and the bucket. It's 47 all, and it stayed that way for a while. But then, Annika Decker crossover drive into the lane. Her scoop shot goes, and the foul. Decker's first points of the game. The three-point play gives Pinewood its first lead of the game. 7 seconds left. Mitty needs 2 to tie. The shot is off. A scramble for the ball. The whistle blows. It's a jump ball. No basket. Mitty possession. 1.5 on the clock. The Monarchs get a good look, but the shot bounces out, and the Pinewood Panthers celebrate a thrilling victory. Pinewood winning its 13th CCS title, its first in 10 years, and excited Decker talks about the game-winning shot.
I wasn't hitting all game. My teammates played so great, and it honestly still doesn't really feel real. Like, can't believe that. Like, that's the shot that fell for me, and I'm just so happy that we were able to do this. We made history, and I'm really happy for my team.
Matthew Mendoza here in San Jose for the CCS Division I semifinal between the Sequoia Ravens and the Silver Creek Raiders. The Raiders get the offense going early in this one as senior Logan Jew gets a pass from teammate Paris Kaea, and she drills from the corner to put Silver Creek up early. But Sequoia came ready to play, and on the very next possession it's Caitlin Dolsky who drains the triple, and it's all tied up early. Later in the quarter, the Ravens show us how offense is done as Jacqueline Curlin starts a 5-pass relay that winds up in the hands of Dolsky, and she hits from 3 to put the Ravens up 12-6 at the end of 1. The Raiders keep it close in the second, though, as freshman Caitlin Cargill gets a nice pass in the corner, drives the lane, and hits the running jumper, but the Ravens lead 20-13 at half. In the second half, the Ravens come out swinging as Jacqueline Curlin starts a classic give and go, which she turns into a wide open 3 that she nails, and the Ravens start to extend their lead. Later in the half, it's Curlin finding Alexis Jackson down low, who makes a nice post move and gets the bucket to go, and 1, and Sequoia starts to pull away. Then in the fourth, it's Violet Bruvalu who gets an offensive rebound and finds Caitlin Dolsky, who hits from way downtown to cap off a 21-6 second half run that will send the Ravens to the CCS Division I title game against Los Altos. Highlights for that coming up in just a little bit.
The 7 and 8 seeds meeting in the D3 finals. Woodside and Gilroy, the 8th-seeded Mustangs, have yet to allow a run, and they've been pounding the ball. Sochi Garcia starting off the highlights with an RBI single. Malia Moss scores to make it 1-0 Gilroy after 1. But Woodside jumps on top in the second. Isabel Cobb with 2 on and no outs hits it the opposite way to play Megan Barstadt and Amanda Chow. 2-1 Wildcats until the next inning. Garcia comes up with another clutch hit. Malia Ma crosses the plate. 2 batters later, Alyssa Gutierrez hits a long fly ball to left. It makes its way to the fence, and Garcia makes her way home. Already the Mustangs lead at 5-2 after the inning. Wildcats looking to chip away. Maddie Truesdale smashes the ball through the left center gap. A double for Maddie and a ribby as Emma Kinder scores. The score is now 5-3. But Gilroy busts it open in the fourth. Garcia with 1 on hits a missile. A line drive over the right field fence for a 2-run bomb. These Mustangs can hit. Bottom of the 7th, do or die for Woodside. After pitching 7 innings, Maddie Truesdale gathers her second RBI of the day, scoring sister Sydney 8-5 Mustangs. But with the tying run on the on-deck circle, pitcher Sabrina Lopez gets the batter to ground out to Garcia, and the Gilroy Mustangs win the CCS Division III title as the 8th seed. The program's 4th section title, first since 2018. Garcia racking up 4 RBIs in the victory.
Each week, Albany's Construction brings us the dirty work play. Doing the dirty work this week is David Ajanaku-Makun. David getting up and making a big block in the Woodside Priory big win last week. Doing the dirty work is David Ajanaku-Makun, just like Albany's Construction.
Cal Hope is working to make it easier for teens to battle through the emotional stress of the pandemic.
Here's this week's Cal Hope mental health tip.
Improve your mood during the pandemic by reaching out to your family and friends. Chatting on the phone or texting someone you care about can really help. Seek out people who can lift your spirits or make you laugh, because while we're physically separated, we can still be socially connected.
Coming up, the CCS D2 softball final. The top seed knocked out early. We'll see who made it to the finals.
And the Bishop O'Dowd basketball star set to play Pac-12 hoops. We'll learn about his tough road to get there in our U.S. Bank inspirational feature next.
People is asking me what I got on. They be like, hey, Brandon, what you got on? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Invis is everything braces isn't. More comfortable, fewer emergency appointments. Invisalign.
It's understandable to feel anxious, stressed, or lonely because of COVID-19. Physical separation, your own health, and the health of friends and family can weigh heavily on you. Call a timeout on work. Get a game plan for mental wellness with crucial mental health resources from Cal Hope. We'll help you carry the ball. Call 1-833-317-HOPE to talk to someone who can help, or visit calhope.org. Cal Hope, official partner of the San Francisco 49ers.
Every day, the sun comes up. And right on cue, the work begins. We start every morning, knowing full well we are in it for the long haul. Our work is a labor of love. No task too small, no moment uncherished. And although we're not often thanked, we rest knowing that our work is making a brighter future. This is more than milk.
Invis is everything braces isn't. Eating the foods you love, life uninterrupted. Invisalign.
We are Live Oak, Varsity Cheer, and you are watching 49ers Cal High Sports.
Go Nuts! Top-seeded Piedmont Hills hosting North Monterey County D4 final game. The Condors on the board first in the first. Amy Vicesio sends this to shallow left center just out of the fielder's reach. Leslie Ruiz scores 1-0. Bottom one, fine play here by North Monterey shortstop Aria Morgan. A bad hop, but she corrals it and fires for the out. A big arm from Morgan at short. More Condors in the second as Ruiz pops it down the right field line. The wind pushing it back as it falls. Scoring is Jasmine Oliva. It's 3-0. Runner at first for Vicesio in the third, and Amy takes this one deep to left off the base of the fence. Scoring all the way from first is Deja Vicencia. North Monterey looking for more, but look at the diving catch by Piedmont Hills shortstop Maddie Montez. A great play there. The Pirates rally in the bottom of the third as Izzy Villanueva takes it deep to the left field fence. The runner stops at third. It's a double for Izzy. The Condors get a double play. But later in the inning, the Pirates do break through. Montez rips it up the middle. Scoring is Jasmine Perline, and it's 4-1. But the Condors take off from there. Oliva shoots it down the third base line. Scoring is Alexia Pacheco. 7-1 Condors in the fifth. Up comes Ruiz, who rips it up the middle as Sabrina Cruz comes in to score. Up 11-3 in the seventh. Here's the final out. Oliva races in to make a nice catch as North Monterey County wins its first ever CCS softball title. That's a great reason to celebrate the freshman Aria Morgan with a big day for the Condors. U.S. Bank brings us stories each week of inspirational athletes who amaze us in all sorts of ways.
Bishop O'Dowd hoop star Marsalis Roberson moved into the dorms of Cal Berkeley last weekend and is ready to get to work in the gym. Tonight, we look back on the road that got him there. Marsalis Roberson laces up his sneakers for the final shoot-around of his high school career. Now a Bishop O'Dowd graduate, Marsalis ended his junior year ranked among the best shooting guards in the nation.
I mean, when I'm playing basketball, like, just time just flies. It's like I'm in my own world. You know, I get to block out everything that else that's happening in my life. It's just a time where I'm just happy. It's really like therapy for me, so.
Marsalis transferred to O'Dowd in the middle of his freshman year, shortly after going through a terribly traumatic event.
The biggest challenge I face in my life is definitely losing my father.
What happened?
It was an attempted robbery. Then they shot him. He was in a car in front of the house. Yeah.
Marsalis' dad, Jason, was shot and killed outside of their Sacramento home 3.5 years ago. Marsalis was inside the apartment.
I mean, I heard it. I didn't know what really happened, so I just stayed in the house. The police knocked on my door. I didn't answer because I was like, yeah.
Marsalis uprooted his life and moved to Oakland to live with his mom, Brenea.
It was tough. I had to move all my stuff kind of quick. Had to leave some stuff at the apartment over there. I'm pretty sure it probably got stolen or whatever, but during that time, you know, it just felt unreal, but like I had in the back of my mind that I can get over this. You know, I use it as motivation. I know that's what my dad would have wanted me to do. So yeah, I just pushed myself, stay in the gym every day. That helped me get it off my mind. It was like therapy.
Marsalis says this Dragon program helped him develop as a player and as a man as he coped with the loss of his father, thanks in large part to head coach Lou Ritchie.
Ever since I transferred to O'Dowd, it's never really been about basketball. He's always like pushed school and like just family. So I come to him for advice all the time. He just gives me advice. I honestly haven't had a coach like that.
I definitely think it's an escape. I know it was for me, but that doesn't have to be a bad thing. If you can find your safe space, because we're all looking for safe spaces, and I think Sully feels very safe on the court, in the gym, working out.
But last year, Marsalis was told his safe space was no longer safe due to the COVID-19 pandemic. With college recruiting on the rise, Marsalis made the decision to move back to Sacramento with his uncle so he can train privately while also keeping his family safe.
COVID, it's been tough on me. Like, it's been hard to motivate myself, but you know, I just keep remembering the end goal and where I want to get to. COVID's given me the chance to like just work on my game by myself, not really play against anybody else, so it really tests your love for the game.
You know, the trials and tribulations that he had his junior and senior year because of COVID are going to put him in a better place when he has adversity as he gets older, and he's already dealt with a lot of adversity and trauma in his life. The only thing you can control are your emotions, your work ethic, and putting together a plan. And I think he's done that in terms of getting ready for Cal this summer, and I think he's going to be prepared. And Cal's getting a great young man, not just a student athlete.
What's up, Cal family? I just want to let you guys know how grateful I am for this opportunity to play for Coach Fox and be able to stay home and rep California on the front of my jersey.
Marsalis will be trading in this Dragon Gym for a Berkeley Bear Arena. But no matter the venue, whether it's on a court or in a classroom, Marsalis will give his all. He has big dreams to achieve. Marsalis signed his letter of intent on the 3rd-year anniversary of his father's death, but Marsalis is blessed with so many amazing role models in his life. He will always have a strong foundation of family and friends that will support him no matter what.
Yeah, it's amazing. You rarely know what goes on behind the scenes of these players.
Really?
You just see him performing so well
We
on the court.
watched him, you know, perform so well and just found out about, you know, all that he's been through this year. So it's crazy.
Yeah, just a great young man.
All right. Wingstop brings us the Wings of an Angel honor each week, where a student athlete talks about their favorite teacher.
Here's Julia Wright from Piedmont Hills talking about her favorite teacher, Diane Pereira.
I would like to nominate Miss Pereira because she's great. She's so nice, and I had her freshman year. She was my first class of the day, and she was always like really nice and helpful, and she's a great teacher.
Our Wings of an Angel teacher will receive a Wingstop gift card for doing such a great job.
Wingstop is also honoring Terry Blanchard, a Wingstop owner who passed away last spring from COVID-19. Wingstop presented 3 athletes of color with scholarship money at our awards dinner last week. Congratulations to these Terry Blanchard scholarship recipients.
Coming up, the title game in the CCS D1 bracket for the boys.
And the Division II title game played on Saturday, and we have the highlights as 49ers Cal High Sports continues.
Okay, so turn left. Take this right. Now pull into that parking space. Now put the car in park. Great, thanks so much. It's my lunch break.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
Piercy Honda, located right off Highway 880 in Milpitas, is where you will find hundreds of new and pre-owned Hondas to choose from. Low credit score, no credit, first-time buyer? No problem, Piercy Honda can help. Find us online at piercyhonda.com to search our inventory, calculate your payments, and even complete your purchase. Piercy Honda is home to great customer service, great deals, and a more convenient way to buy a new or pre-owned Honda. Go to Piercy Honda in Milpitas.
The Guzmans were about to close on a home they adored, but at the last minute, their mortgage company denied their loan because the unusual home didn't meet their usual loan requirements. Heartbroken, they turned to Tri-Counties Bank home mortgage loan specialist Vincent Peguera, specializing in custom loans for unique homes. His team quickly designed a creative solution, uniting the Guzmans and their home just in time. That's a perfect match. For personalized problem solving, switch to Tri-Counties Bank. Service with solutions.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By DGDG.com, where we want you to be a happy car buyer. By the Rikes Center, where goals and dreams become a reality. By Tri-Counties Bank, service with solutions. 12 locations now open in the Bay Area. And by the Serena Group, here for good.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Pazine with Serena Group Real Estate, representing Palo Alto and the surrounding communities. I'm proud to support Bay Area high school sports on the 49er Cal High Sports Report.
We are back with the CCS Division I title game, and once again, the brackets are a mess. The top seed, Independence, was knocked out early in the tournament by who?
Homestead.
Homestead
really pulled off an upset, and so did Santa Clara over Palo Alto.
So now Piedmont Hills at the 2 seed was the top remaining seed. So let's see what happened in this one in the title game played on Saturday.
It's Matthew Mendoza here at Piedmont Hills as the Pirates are trying to win their second CCS title against the Homestead Mustangs, who are going for their first. The Pirates get the scoring start in this one as Jackson Martinez finds Elijah Washington down low for the pretty finish. But on the other end of the court, the Mustangs find Yuval Reingold Nutman for a corner three. That goes, and we've got ourselves a game. Later in the quarter, it's Washington creating some space and driving the lane for the tough finish and the foul. And it's Piedmont Hills up 17-15 after one. In the second quarter, it's Washington handing off to Martinez, who gets some space on the screen and hits the moving three to increase the Pirate lead to 5. Then a few possessions later, it's Martinez again, pulling up from way downtown, and he is starting to heat up. And if you didn't think it was Jackson Martinez's quarter already, maybe another 3 will change your mind, as his 16 second quarter points have the Pirates up 10.5. In the second half, the Mustangs aren't going away quietly as Daniel Brathwaite gets a pass and makes a nice move to get the bucket. And later, it's Brian Sathey hitting a deep 3, and suddenly it's only a 6-point game going into the fourth. In the final frame, it's Brathwaite again off a pass from Omri Remez, and he finishes down low, and the Mustangs are storming back. Just a couple plays later, it's Brian Sathey again, this time hitting a deep 2, and suddenly the Mustangs are only down 2. But after the night he's had, there's no way Jackson Martinez is going to let this one slip away. And he pulls up from the next block and hits for his 10th 3 of the game. And that would be enough to give the Pirates their second CCS title. Martinez with the night of his life. 36 points, Washington with 27, and the Pirates are your 2021 CCS Division I champions.
The St. Francis Lancers going for their 13th CCS title, Wilcox going for its first. Wilcox off to a nice start, Isaiah Frazier driving into the paint, lays it in and won 5-0 Wilcox. Over to the corner now in DeAndell, Loretta, get back Loretta, that's 3, 11-7 Wilcox. But the Lancers get going inside to John Frazier with a nice looking turnaround jumper. And then more Lancers as Isaiah Kerr had a great game for the Lancers. Splits the defenders all the way to the rack and won as the Lancers cut the lead to 2. This time Kerr tosses back out to John Frazier for 3, and the Lancers take a 5-point lead. Kerr driving now and dishing this time to Harlan Banks, and Harlan nails the 3, and the Lancers were on their way. Late second quarter action now when the lead grows to 9 when the coach's son, TJ Motel, fires for 3, and TJ is money. Wilcox battling back just before the half as Frazier gets some space and hits for a long two, and then Dylan Diashin hits for three as the Chargers make a run late in the half. But on the run, here comes Kerr to the basket and one, and the Lancers have an 11-point lead. Vince Behringer had a terrific game for St. Francis. Vince hitting for a long two. He also had 3 threes in the game. Second half, and Wilcox trying to come back. Solomon Jabre for three, and number 10 hits, but St. Francis in charge throughout. Kerr pounding the glass with the rebound and the putback as St. Francis can celebrate its 13th section title, 61-46 the final. Banks and Behringer leading the way for the St. Francis Lancers, the D2 section champions. Lexus of Stevens Creek brings us the Volunteer Award, part of the Lexus of Stevens Creek commitment to promoting volunteerism.
The 5 finalists were honored at our award ceremony last week, with Nyla Chate from Milpitas speaking on behalf of all of the scholarship winners, thanks to Lexus of Stevens Creek. More on the awards event on our final show of the season next week.
I found so much joy in seeing the smiles on those who I've been able to make an impact on through each of all of my endeavors. Receiving the scholarship award means so much to me. Not only is this going to be a huge financial blessing, but it will give me the opportunity to take my passion to further my education.
Coming up, the CCS Girls Finals in both Division I and II.
And later, it's the Boys Open Division Final. You're watching 49ers Cal High Sports.
Welcome back. Let's go now to the CCS Girls Division I bracket in basketball, where the Los Altos Eagles earned the top seed and an 11-3 record.
The Eagles part of a 12-team bracket with the final game played on Saturday. Christine Peakey singing the national anthem before Los Altos takes on Sequoia for the Division I championship. The Eagles on top early. Jamie Baum kicks it out to Abby Liu, and the junior makes it splash from deep. On the Ravens side, Anaya Hall with a great effort, wrestling for possession. It ends up in the hands of Alexis Jackson. Kaboom. It's 7-6 Sequoia after one. Watch this play from Jamie Baum. Baum passes to Elia McPherson, then Jamie finishes at the rack, lands a bucket, and one. A good play there by the senior captain. But Sequoia holds on to the 10-point lead at the half. Jacqueline Kurland to Caitlin Dolsky for three. Then it's Jackson to Dolsky to Anaya Hall, and one. It's a 7-point game. And how about that Raven defense? Dolsky chasing down her man. She gets the denial and the ball back. She was stoked about that. Watch Dolsky drive from the top of the key and finish with the finger roll. Caitlin says, let's go. But on the other end, Monet Segiguchi to McPherson for a corner three. That shot is good, and it's a 4-point game with a minute left. Coming out of a timeout, Baum with the steal, and Jamie driving the other way. She finishes the fast break with the jumper. It's 34-32 with 26 seconds left. But in the bonus, Kurland lands both of her free throws to put the game out of reach, and the Sequoia Ravens win the CCS Division I title. The back-to-back section champs feeling oh so good about it. 36-32, the final.
Courtney Tate here at Lynbrook High School, where the top-seeded Vikings takes on the number 2 seed St. Francis Lancers. Here in the first, Lydian Lee heating up, knocks down the three, puts the Vikings up 10-8. Later in the first, St. Francis keeping it close. Natalia Grizel, strong drive to the basket. Ball dances around the rim, finally goes in, cuts the lead to 1. Lynbrook tries to extend the lead before the end of the quarter. Here's Sarah Ho, one dribble, turnaround, hits the floater. Vikings go up 19-16. Now in the second, Lynbrook gaining some momentum. Lydian Lee, another three. She was on fire all night long, puts the Vikings up 6. The Lancers fighting back down 11. Lindsay Allard with the cleanup bucket. Lynbrook up 32-23. But the Vikings respond right back. Beautiful backdoor cut by Madison Lee. Lead is back to 11. Later in the third, St. Francis chipping away at the lead. Lindsay Allard going to work down low. Nice move, cuts the lead to 7. Lynbrook responding right back. Ball goes up. Grossman Yee battling down low, but Halia Yee comes up with it. She puts the ball up, knocks down the 3. The lead is back to 10. Now in the fourth, St. Francis still fighting back. Jamie Gross drives baseline. Ball bounces around before it finally falls, and the lead is cut to 6. Lydia Lee trying to extend the lead, takes it all the way herself, and the Vikings go up 48-40. But don't count those Lancers out just yet. Natalia Grizelch pulls up, hits the mid-range jumper off the glass. Leadus cuts a three with 20 seconds on the clock, but Lindbergh turns up the defense in the final seconds. Lydia Lee comes up with a huge steal, and that'll do it. Lindbergh wins a CCS title. Lydia Lee goes out with a bang. She had 27.
The Harker School honors top athletes for their work in the classroom each week. This week's Harker Scholar athlete is Jamie Smith, a catcher for the El Camino softball team. Jamie heading to San Diego State next year, graduating with a 4.0 GPA.
Brought to you by the Harker School. Last weekend, the Harker boys volleyball squad defeated Prospect High in the CCS final game, completing a mid-season turnaround to capture the second CCS championship in school history. At Harker, transitional kindergarten through 12th grade students discover their passions. Learn more at harker.org. Coming up, our second monster game tonight, it's the Open Division title game.
And CCS first round baseball action on Saturday.
We've all felt this gap, the distance between what is and what could be. While he's tapping into his passion, the U.S. Bank mobile app can help you tap your way to your savings goals without missing a beat, so you can feed his passion. Earplugs not included. U.S. Bank. We'll get there together.
It's understandable to feel anxious, stressed, or lonely because of COVID-19. Physical separation, your own health, and the health of friends and family can weigh heavily on you. Call a timeout on work. Get a game plan for mental wellness with crucial mental health resources from CalHope. We'll help you carry the ball. Call 1-833-317-HOPE to talk to someone who can help, or visit calhope.org. CalHope, official partner of the San Francisco 49ers.
For more than 65 years, Cupertino Electric has been delivering power and possibilities. With offices throughout California and project sites throughout the U.S., Cupertino Electric today builds renewable, commercial, utility, and data center projects for some of the most influential companies in the world. Beyond that, we are a people company. We build family, communities, and meaningful careers. Visit CEI.com today or connect with us on LinkedIn, Facebook, or other social sites to see our openings and join our team.
DevCon Construction is #1 in the Bay Area and Silicon Valley because of trust. 95% of our business comes from repeat customers. They know the customer is our top priority. That's why DevCon was the choice for the 49ers Stadium and for the Earthquake Stadium. DevCon was also chosen when outstanding schools like Bellarmine, the Nueva School, and MITTY wanted the very best on time and on budget. Top Bay Area companies know DevCon is the best choice whether it's new construction or renovation. DevCon Construction, helping to build the best in Silicon Valley. Welcome back to Levi Stadium with this week's second monster game. It's the final game in the CCS Open Division. We saw the semifinal game between Riordan and SI, with Riordan taking that one.
Yep, that's right. The Riordan Crusaders and MITTY Monarchs in the final game on Friday night. It's the monster game, and our Courtney Tate was there.
Monster game, yeah.
Welcome to Archbishop MITTY High School for the CCS Open Final between the top-seeded MITTY Monarchs and the #2 seed Riordan Crusaders. Riordan is coming off the craziest finish this season, beating St. Ignatius by 1 point, and they were led by junior center Morsek, who finished the game with 24-9. MITTY got the job done in the semis against Half Moon Bay, winning 88-63, and normally we'd expect Michael Mitchell to lead the Monarchs in scoring, but tonight Nigel Burris is coming off a 28-point performance and could be a key factor in tonight's matchup. Which team will end this season on a high note, we'll find out in this week's Monster Game. Here in the first, it's Michael Mitchell heating up early. He pulls a long three, knocks it down. Monarchs have a 7-3 lead. Still in the first, Crusaders looking to cut the lead to 2. Lee Hubbard finds more set down low for the slam. MITTY up 9-7. Monarchs going to run late in the first. Michael Mitchell in transition. Aiden Burke for the layup. The score is MITTY 16, Riordan 10 at the end of 1. Now in the second, Arish Bondo lines it up top of the key. It's good for 3. MITTY up 21-12. And the Monarchs keep their foot on the gas this time. Michael Mitchell, little shake and bake, pulls up, sinks the 3. MITTY with a 9-point lead. Riordan hoping to put some points on the board before the half. King Nishani Wilhite pulls up, knocks down the 3, leads back to 9. Now in the third, Mitty up 7. Mitchell kicks it out to Darren Sangster on the fast break. He misses the first, goes back up for the easy layup. Mitty has a 35-26 lead. The Crusaders fight back. Here's Zion Sensley lining up to 3. It's good. The lead is cut to 4. Now late in the third, Mitty went on a big run. This time Mitchell doing it on defense, gets the steal, takes it all the way to the basket himself to score. Mitty 42, Riordan 33 at the end of 3. Now late in the fourth, Crusaders with a huge comeback. Lee Hubbard pulls the long 3, knocks it down. Lead is cut to 3. Mitty responds right back. Mitchell to Bondal, cashes in the 3, scores Mitty 56, Riordan 51. But don't count out those Crusaders just yet. Wilhite takes the 3, knocks it down. He was brilliant all night. One of his 8 threes to tie the game at 56 with a few seconds left. We're headed to overtime. And Mitchell just took over in the final minutes. 2 dribbles, floater, and 1. Mitty up 58-56. Finally, the Monarchs with a 5-point lead. Burris kicks it out to Zachariah Granberry. He puts the nail in the coffin with this 3-pointer, and that'll do it. Mitty goes on to become the defending champs, winning their 13th CCS title. And here's what Michael Mitchell had to say after the game.
Before the game, we just talked about staying calm throughout all their runs. They're a very talented team and very well coached. So we just stayed calm, huddled up, and we're good.
In San Jose with this week's Monster Game, I'm Courtney Tate, 49ers Cal High Sports.
Adrian Soriano in Morgan Hill for the CCS Division I quarterfinal between Live Oak and Los Gatos. The Cats would strike first. Coyote grounds one through the infield for a base hit. Antonio Nanes scores 1-0. But Live Oak answers back in the bottom half. Tyler Klopp chops it to short. That's good enough to score Josh Elam, and it's tied up at 1 after 1. Top 2 and Los Gatos retakes the lead. Jaden Mazzaferri hits it to first. The Acorns get the out at first, but Michael Swain comes in to score. 2-1 Wildcats. Live Oak looking to tie it up again in the home half, but Mitch Deary crashes into the wall and makes a spectacular catch in left center. 2-on-2 out now for the Acorns in the third, but Tommy Splain gets the batter looking for strike 3. Still 2-1 Los Gatos after 3. The score would stay that way until the 6th when Tig Drotar grounds one to short. Here's a throw to the plate, and it's not in time. Ori scores, and it's 3-1 LG. Then Makoa Sniffin skies one to left field. That's deep enough to score Michael Splain, and the Los Gatos Wildcats take a 4-1 lead. But Live Oak rallies back in the bottom half. Josh Elam hits it to short. The throw is off at first as Tyler Clapp and Dominic Castellanos come in to score. Tyler was pretty pumped up about that one, and it's a 1-run game. Michael Splain would come into relief for his cousin Tommy, and Michael gets the backwards K here. Still 4-3 Gatos after 6. Bottom 7 now, and Castellanos sends a grounder to left. Everybody is safe as Justin Kessler Johnson scores, and the game is tied at 4. We head to extra innings now, and Mazzaferro crushes it to center field. A valiant effort by Kessler Johnson to get the out, but he would leave the game under his own power. Michael Splain and Shane Doty scores 6-4 LG. Live Oak trying to rally once more, but Ori makes the diving catch to end the game as the Los Gatos Wildcats win it in 8 innings to move on to the CCS Division I semis, where they will face Mitty next Wednesday.
Coming up, the Open Division final game in girls softball.
And this high school star who's a pretty good NBA player. Our Clover Sonoma Dairy Deja Mu segment is next.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Lexus of Stevens Creek, we get it. By Clover Sonoma, the #1 milk brand in Northern California and proud partners of the 49ers. And by Devcon Construction, build, perform, design, sustain.
We met the softball team from St. Francis a couple of weeks ago. The team is among the best in the nation. The Lancers are the top seed in the Open Division and a very heavy favorite to win it all.
Notre Dame Salinas took home the win over Pioneer to make it to the final game. It's a Thursday night matchup between Notre Dame Salinas and St. Francis on Thursday.
Courtney Tate here at St. Francis for the CCS Softball Open Division Finals. Top seed is St. Francis taking on second seed Notre Dame Salinas. Bottom 1, Sydney Stewart double to right field. Madison Ferraro slides home Lancers with a 1-0 lead. Now bottom of the second, Jazz Highseo launches a bomb down the center, sends it over the fence. She will come home Lancers with a 2-0 lead. And of course, that got the Lancers pumped. The Spirits try to make a push here. Runner on second base. Samantha sends it down center field. Kareen Sarganetti gets on third. Samantha's on base. Score is still 2-0 Lancers. Now bottom of the third. This time Jessica Oakland with the monster slam. Lancers with another home run. Jessica celebrating as she runs home, scoring another one for St. Francis. More head pats. Lancers have a 3-0 lead. Momentum camp going for St. Francis. Hacia with another bomb right down center field. Her second home run of the day. Lancers now with a 4-0 lead in the bottom of the fourth. Bottom 5, 2 outs, 2 on. Shailene Remedio gets the out on second, but Shannon Keegren runs home, scores another for St. Francis, and the lead is now 5-0. Finally, bottom 6, Brooke DePessy hits it deep to center. Kennedy Atkinson scores the run, and that'll do it. St. Francis wins the game by a score of 6-0, and the top-seeded Lancers are the 2021 CCS Softball Open Division champs.
Time for the Be Happy Play, brought to us by DGDG.com, where you can be a happy car buyer.
This week's Be Happy Play goes to the Pinewood Panthers. The final shot is off, and Pinewood celebrates its first ever Open Division title. The victory over MITTY has the girls pretty happy about it in this week's DGDG.com Be Happy Play. It's Deja Vu. Clover Sonoma Dairy helps us look back at high school stars now grazing in bigger fields.
This week, we remember former Oakland High star Damian Lillard. Damian was great for the Wildcats before heading off to star at Weber State, and now with the Portland Trail Blazers, where he is one of the very best players in all of basketball.
Coming up, it's the Service by Medallion Play of the Week. It might be this play, but we'll see.
But first, here's this week's training tip by our very good friends at the Rikers Center.
Hey, I'm Coach Juan Pablo. Today's training tip is a drop jump. Josh right here is going to demonstrate our exercise. We're starting using a 12-inch box. Josh is going to step off the box. His goal is to get off the ground as fast as he can and then land with good mechanics. Here we go, Josh. Good. Let's go one more time. The emphasis here is how fast I can get off the ground. I hit the ground, come right back up. Let's go again. Good. And that's your drop jump.
Lots of great plays this week, but the Service by Medallion Play of the Week always goes to the play we thought was the best of the best.
And look at this. The Boys and Girls Play of the Year winners received these championship belts at our end of the season awards banquet. Who are these people? We will show you next week. In the meantime, here's this week's Service by Medallion Play of the Week.
Adrian Soriano here for the Plays of the Week, and we start with Pinewood's Annika Decker with a game-winning three-point play for the CCS title. How about Kai Hori from Los Gatos with a diving play to end the game? But the Play of the Week goes to Kai's teammate, Mitch Daring, crashing into the wall to make a spectacular catch. Let's see it in slow-mo. What a play from Mitch Deary. You just won Play of the Week.
That's the Play of the Week, and that's our 49ers Cal High Sports for this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Robert Brownstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. Join us next week for our final show of this season. There will be lots of playoff highlights and an inside look at our Scholarship Awards dinner. We will see you then.